Oh, hello everybody. This is Christine coming to you live from the Cards by Christine studio here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It's just about 5 o'clock and I finished with my work day. I am working from home now and have been for maybe like the last half a week. It's going okay and doing some Teams meetings and staying connected with everybody via work, getting stuff done as much as possible. But I really am going to go forward with doing some online classes and teach everybody some tips and tricks in card making. And I had to cancel a bunch of my in-person classes because of all this craziness that's going on around us. So I am not sure if this is going to work, but I got the right technology and I'm going to go through the monthly cards for March. That's my plan for now. And I just wanted to thank everybody for always the love and the support that you gals gave me and the guys. I had 36 signed up for the monthly class for March, and 16 people chose not to attend because of what's going on around us in our current environment. And they still decided to take the card kits. I had done a lot of prep work already early in the month. I have this monthly class with my club in the beginning of the month, and then also I have it usually 4 other times. So I had prepped a lot of the kits way back in the beginning of the month, and this all just kind of blew up, and here we are. So I'm hoping that this is working. It says it's live, it says it's recording, and I'm not sure if people can see me or not. So I'm just going to take a second and look on my Facebook page and see if it's coming through. Just give me a second, and because I'd hate to go through all of this and then it not be live. This is my first go at it with this new app that I downloaded. So it says that I'm live, and I just can't see if anybody's watching or not though. So, and it doesn't, I have my computer right next to me, and it's not popping up as an option. So I guess I'm gonna go with it and see once maybe if I just have to hit the end now at the end. So the monthly cards for March, I'm gonna flip here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So the cards for March, like I had said, I had 16 people that couldn't make it. And normally I provide written instructions, which I will be sending out to everybody that signed up for the class. But the cards, everybody got card kits from me. And I want to just go through quickly how to put them together. So there was an Easter card. There was, instead of Mother's Day, it could be birthday, it could be Mother's Day, it could be anything. And then this one was the umbrella card. So these are the 3 cards that I had for the monthly class. And I just wanted to go through and show, especially these 16 people, how to put these cards together. So most people have picked them up by now, you'll get your card base. This is just a 8.5 by 5.5 card base, and there is something out there called the Bone Folder, and Stampin' Up! Sells them. And what the Bone Folder does is it helps to give you a nice crisp burnished edge. So what you do is you just run your Bone Folder across it like that. Now, if you don't have a Bone Folder, you are able to take like a scissors handle and like brush against it like that. Any kind of like a pen or something that has a hard surface on it that you can just go up and down with. So this is called our card base, and there is going to be a purple posy mat that goes over the top of this. So the purple posy mat is going to go on top of the lovely lipstick. My adhesive choice is a liquid glue. So if you have like Elmer's glue, honestly, if you have any kind of glue at home, you can use that if you're putting cards together. But most of the gals that have been coming to my classes either have like a liquid glue like this or a mono-adhesive tape runner. So I will take this and put a little bit of liquid glue. You don't need a lot. Less is best with this. And you can see I just go along the edges with it and just maybe a little bit right through the middle. And I don't know if you can see it, but I have a little glass container that I keep my glue in so that it can stay ready for me to use. And then what I'm going to do is put this right on top of my lovely lipstick mat. that glue is super tacky, so it's like a craft glue. It'll adhere on that really nicely. The inside, I have that for you. You can go ahead and stamp the boots on it if you like, or any other thing. But what I am doing is I'm leaving my inside blank because the outside says life's showers bring love's flowers. And again, for those of you who have the card kits are welcome to stamp whatever you want there. This was a perfectly fitting good card for what we're going through right now because we have life's showers and I know they will bring us flowers down the road. So this stamp or this die cut is actually cut out. I have some stuff I want to show you. It's a stitched rectangle, so I'll have already cut that out for you. And you can see what's awesome about that is it adds a little bit of stitching along the edge of the card there. So that's one of the stitched rectangles. And then what you can do with this is just put a little bit of liquid glue. So this embossing folder that I used here, you already have received that. That is the Country, let's see if you can see that here. Oh, the glare. It's called Country Floral. You can see there's lots of pretty flowers on it. So Country Floral embossing folder. And it's sad because you're gonna cover up that really, really pretty flower right there. But if you like the embossing folder, you can always get it from me and use it and display that flower front and center. Okay, once we have that done, then we have some umbrellas here. So the stamp set that I used for this, to design this card, is called Under My Umbrella. And it has the sayings in here, the boots in here, the raindrops. So that's where that comes from. And it's part of a bundle. And the bundle is with a punch. And so I've already punched out your umbrella pieces. So you have 3 umbrella tops. And then you'll also have these 3 handles for your umbrella, and they've been punched out in the silver foil paper. And the DSP, or designer series paper, that I used for the umbrella top parts is from the Best Dressed DSP. So when you're putting this together, I would recommend using the mini dimensionals. They're really kind of bit size, they're small. And what I'm gonna do is put one of those at the base of the middle here of the umbrella, and then I'm gonna stick the handle right to that dimensional. And then while I've got this in my hand, I'm gonna keep it prepped here, or hand, so I can put a couple more dimensionals. And then we're gonna take off the backs of them and just set that one aside. And then as long as I've got this, I'm gonna do the same thing to these other 2. Now, if you like the other side of the designer series paper better, you are more than welcome to use whichever side you'd like. And so we're gonna put the silver foil umbrella right, or the handle right. Oh, I didn't have that one centered so well. Let's move that one over just a hair and see if we get it centered just a little bit better. Okay, that's what we're gonna go with. All right, then we're gonna put a couple more of the dimensionals right on the back. So I cut my fingernails and they are super short. So all those girls who come to my class and tell me that they can't pick things off because their nails are too short, I feel your pain now. Oh my goodness, I always used to have like a lot like longer, and I completely trimmed them because one broke, and I'm like, well, if one's gonna break, they're all gonna want them all to be kind of matching. But that's the one that broke, and now it's super, super short, and I can't pick things off so good, and I can't like grab things. I can totally relate to you girls now. So, okay, if you have short nails though, and it's painful for you to try to pick things, they have this tool. It's called a Take Your Pick tool, and it has a pointy end on one side, and you can catch underneath these dimensionals with that. Might take you a second longer, but it sure helps from not hurting your thumb. So, okay, look at this card. You can see that these are just placed on here then. I have nothing else holding the umbrella handle here. And so what you're gonna do is just kind of set them where you want. Now, I never go ahead and press them down until I know they're exactly where I want them. So like right now, I'm just kind of setting them on here. Okay, let's do this last one. And I've got it right about like that. And so Now, if that's how you like it, then once you've got them exactly where you want them, go ahead and squish them down. So that's how you would go ahead and put this card together. All right, so one down, yay. All right, our Easter card next. This card featured the Welcome Easter stamp set. It pulled in the Easter Bunny here, the Have a Wonderful Easter, Happy Easter, and the Chickadee. And in this one, I also pulled in the Stitched Circle. I pulled in some of this, it's like champagne blush gold ribbon. I also used the triple banner punch, so you've already got that punched out by me. And go ahead and put this together. Oh, this last bit right here too. Here are all my pieces. So you'll already have received this from me embossed. This is the Timeless Tropical, let's see my shadow, Timeless Tropical Embossing Folder. That is part of it's called Coastal Weave Embossing Folder. It's part of the Timeless Tropical suite of products. It's got a really pretty pattern to it. So that's that embossing folder. So to put this card together after you've got all your stamping done, you will want to, this is the DSP or Designer Series paper from the Timeless Tropical suite as well. So the first thing I did with this is I put a little bit of liquid glue right along the edge there. Now there's no like top or bottom to this, so the main thing is just to have it be flush on one side, and once you get it exactly where you want, you'll want to check to see how I cut the paper. I always like to have the paper be a hair too long versus a hair too short, so you can see here that this is just a little bit long. So I'm going to grab my scissors, and all you would need to do is trim that off. I'd rather have it too long than too short, because if it's a little bit too short, then you're going to see the pink there, and you don't really want that. So, okay, and I will be right back. I need to grab some tear and tape. So, you can see me maybe back here, I don't know. I need to open up a brand new pack, so just thanks for hanging tight. So, this is called tear and tape. It's like a very permanent double-sided adhesive tape, and once you find the start of it, you are able just to pull off what you need by tearing it just like that. And so I'm going to put it kind of where I think my ribbon's going to go. So I'd flip this over. Same thing with this. If you have this pokey tool, it really will help to pick up that paper. Now you can see that that's tacky there. So if you have double-sided tape at home, that works as well, but this stuff is really permanent in nature, so it will keep it tacked down. The one thing I hate is after a few months, if you haven't handed your card to whoever you're sending it to, depending on what tape you use, sometimes it falls apart. So now how I put my ribbon on is I will like put the tape back here, and then I will kind of eyeball it from the front where I think it's gonna go, and then all I do is flip my tails over, and they should stick exactly where you put the tear and tape. Now, I like to be super secure with my tape, so I will go ahead and put a small piece right over the top of that again, so the ribbon is sandwiched in between, and you guys get to watch me struggle while I take the paper off. Okay. So now that you've got the ribbon on, you're gonna grab your liquid glue. Sometimes if the glue doesn't come out, all you have to do is shake it like that, and it should come right out. And especially if you keep the glue so that it's facing down, it'll be ready for you to use. Now that you've got this on here, go ahead and just put it exactly where you want. Now, I've noticed, what happens is the liquid glue allows it to wiggle, and it wasn't quite set yet. So that's the nice thing about liquid glue, is it allows you some time to move it around if you need to. All right, so that should be good. Now what happened here is I noticed that when I cut my paper and I folded it, I didn't have it exactly perfect. So if you're like me, you like things to look nice and trim and tidy. So I'll cut that little bit off. For the inside, you could stamp whatever you wanted on the inside, and if you have the set, go ahead and stamp the little chickie, but if you don't, you can stamp whatever you want. So here's that. So what I did do for my chicken, I use blends to color. You can use whatever you want if you have colored pencils, if you have markers, but I did use the light daffodil delight for the main body. I used the pumpkin pie in dark for his feet and beak, and I used the dark poppy parade for his little frou-frou on his head, his comb. Now for the bunny, here what I used is light crumb cake for his body, and then the dark petal pink for his inner ear and his little nose, and I left his little frou-frou on his chest white like that to make it stand out. And then after you've got this kind of where it's at, I put dimensionals on the back side of the circle, the stitch circle. I bet I can use my index finger is a little bit longer of a nail. So let's see if I can. I used to be super fast with these. I could get like 5 off in a fall swoop. Okay, so I've got this prepped and ready to go. Now, the question is what's left. I have this little banner here for you that you could stamp whatever you wanted, but I have a wonderful Easter. So I like my banners to have a little bit of dimension on the end. So I'll put one of those guys here, and I will prep a little bit of liquid glue on that side. And I'm gonna try to do this all around the same time. So looking at this card, how I have it, I don't want to extend over the edge of the card here. And I wanna see some of my ribbon peeking out. And I'm gonna lay that about like that. And then this will go something like that. Okay, now you've got that part done. I did include in your kits some of these very, very pretty champagne rhinestones. They have this like pinkish look to them. I included 2 small ones and a medium one. If you have a hard time getting them off of the sheet, what you could do is take your scissors and kind of just grab it, and the stick gets, I don't know, somehow it sticks to the scissors, and then you don't have to worry about trying to pick them up with your fingers. In this case, I used 3 little ones, so I'm just gonna do that for this card like that. Okay, so these champagne rhinestones are very, very pretty. I believe they're $6 for the whole sheet of them. They were on back order, or they could possibly still be on back order, but they're gonna be getting more in stock. So these are still available if you want them, and talk to me if you are interested. I did order a couple ahead, so if you want to order them, I can always get you some. So I bought 5 ahead for myself. So, all right, so that card's done. Let me get some of this garbage out of the way. All right, so the last card uses the Beauty Abounds dies. So these dies are called Butterfly Beauty Thinlits dies. They were out, I think, in the annual catalog or this year, and then like the occasions last year. So when I made this card, the die was this big butterfly die. There are all these butterflies on one die. If you wanted, you could cut them into little bits and use the smaller butterflies. But what's super awesome about this is there's this die, but it also has a die in here that is a more detailed, intricate die. So what you can do is layer them over each other, and you can have a softer color on the bottom and a darker color on the top, and they layer really nicely. This also has tons of little butterflies in the die set. So this is available in the annual catalog, and there is a matching stamp set that goes with it called Beauty Abounds. And the butterfly that I used on my sample for this card, let's see where it is. Oh, over here. What I did on mine is I put that butterfly right here. So it's kind of like nestled on the words. So the dies don't necessarily, not a lot of the dies correlate to the actual dies in here. So you could, if you just really liked these dies, you could buy these separately and not be worried about that. They really go with a lot of the stamps here. So that's what I used there. The other thing that I pulled in on this card is the tufted embossing folder. I don't know, it's hard to see that way. Okay, you can kind of see there's the pillow top look to this. So that's tufted in the annual catalog. Here's what it looks like on the paper. So that shadow, there it is right here. Isn't that cool? So makes so soft and pretty cards, like for babies, anniversaries, birthdays, everything. So the color on this one is called Blushing Bride. And, oh, you know what I didn't do on that last card that I made? I didn't do the bone filler on this one. So, okay, so I can always go back and do that. So on this one then, it's Blushing Bride is the color. And I used Whisper White. So I have my traditional mat here, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And what I did is I cut out one of the stitched hexagons. So these are called Stitch Nested Labels dies, and they go with the Free as a Bird stamp set. And so I used this one right here and die cut that out. So when you're done with that, you end up with this white piece, and you can use that for anything else. So to do this, I have this pink, this Blushing Bride piece. So let me give you the measurement too on that one. So if you, for the 16 that are putting these cards together at home, they will be getting the instructions. What I do is I take all this chicken scratch and I write this out into a nice file for you. So this piece right here is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So that's what this is. So it's slightly smaller than the card base, and it fills up the window here. Okay, so what I did is I took the liquid glue and put that around the outside like that. You want to be careful not to do too close to the edge because it will ooze out. And all I'm going to do is glue that as best as I can right in the center of the card. And I already noticed here when I folded it, I wasn't watching my corners, and so I ended up with a little bit extra. All right, next is our frame. So what I'm going to do is flip that over. Now this, you don't want to be too stingers on the dimensionals because the white paper is a little bit thinner than the regular cardstock. So you don't want to have the chance that it kind of bows in on you. So I am gonna douse this with dimensionals. All right, so there we go. Now watch me struggle here. Let's see here. So you got as many dimensionals as you want to use, and I did them about every 1 to 1.5 inches so that the card wouldn't get like caved in. So let's see here. The thumbnail is what I normally would use to do that, and the struggle is real. Okay, almost there. So once you got all these off, flip it over, and I missed, nope, I got that one. Okay, so now all you're gonna do is kind of hover over the top with this. Once you kind of go down with it, you gotta commit to it. Just try to make sure that you're lined up as best you can. Okay, next, when you girls get your die cut like this, you may, I did not sit here and pick out all your little bits out of here. I tried to run my die brush over it, and I tried to get out the main pieces, but you might have to go with a little fine-tooth comb here or pick tool and try to pick them out. I find that if I put my finger behind it and push, it allows for it to come out without sticking to the edge. Just be careful not to poke your finger, because with the pokey tool, it can hurt you. Stamping can be dangerous, and we don't want any blood to be drawn. So now that you've got all the little parts picked out, what I did is I put dimensionals behind the areas that would be hitting the pink. So like in this case, I put one there, and I'm gonna put one right behind its head here. And I believe I have one right in the middle there. And there's a section over here that could definitely use one. So let's see where we got ourselves here. So I got 4. So got one here, here. That looks good to me. Oh, we could put one right there, I'm thinking. Now, I'm only trying to put them where it's gonna hit the pink or Blushing Bride paper. Okay, then what I did is I put a little bit of glue just around the edges that are gonna hit the white mat. So here and maybe like that. Oh, we'll do right there as well. Okay, so now when we put this down, you kind of just get it centered as best you can. And the spots with the dimensionals are gonna stick really good. The spots with the liquid glue might need a little bit of help holding them down. And then you have a little die cut. This die cut comes from Merry Christmas Thinlits Dies. There is a label in here. So I cut out your label for you. You're welcome to stamp whatever you want on that. I have birthday wishes for the card here. And what I did is I took a couple more dimensionals. Those of you who know me, you know that I love to pop things up and add dimension to cards. One of my really good friends, Gina, loves to add glitter to everything. So I've already die cut out your butterfly pieces for you, and I've already put pearls on. So you've already got that set. So once you've got that on, you should just put your banner right over it like so. Now, some of you, when I was die cutting out your butterflies, your poor little butterfly down here lost its antenna. I'm sorry, but it's okay because this little label will actually go right over that. So I didn't make a big deal out of it, and I still gave you your die cut with it missing its antenna. It just won't be able to fly very well without the antenna. So, okay, so that's basically that card. Now, I don't know if you can see a difference here, but I have diamonds on this one, and then I did the pearls on this one. And all those people that were able to make it to class, the general consensus was the pearls were softer and prettier. So that's what we decided to go with. And I know that I have this shadow like right here, and I'll work on that for my next one. But there you can see the close-up of the pearls versus the diamonds. The pearls were just a lot softer. So I went ahead and I put pearls on all of yours. So last but not least on this is you will want to put a little bit of your adhesive of choice on the back of your mat for your inside after the stamping is done. And you're just gonna glue that right in the inside. Okay, so we've got your birthday card, if that's what you ended up with, an Easter card, and then also your umbrella card. So that is the monthly assembling process, or the assembling process for the monthly cards. I'm going to try to get on here every day now going forward in the evening to show you something. But before I flip over onto me, I want to show you the next class I have. So I, sad to say, had to cancel all my classes for the rest of the month. And I have a Timeless Tropical class, and I decided to move that to an online class, and I will be live on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. showing you how to put these cards together. I had 4 people that are still signed up for the class and getting the kits. I'm so excited. They will be getting the kits from me. I have to put them together, but I'm hoping they'll be able to sit along with me and put the cards together on Wednesday night. We'll see how it goes. And there's still time to sign up for this. If you are interested in getting the card kits yourself, they are either free with a minimum $25 purchase or $15 for the kits. So like I would normally do. And unfortunately we can't be in person to do them, but you could follow along with me on Facebook and still put them together. So I think this is my favorite card out of all of them. I love pineapples. I have them hanging around my house in every which way. So the die cut for the pineapple is what I used on this one. A little bit of the DSP, that Coastal Weave folder. And this one uses the hibiscus. Again, the Coastal Weave folder, the stitched rectangle here. So you'll get all the bits and pieces for putting the cards together. And I think most of the people that have that have signed up for class have the stamps and the die cuts for the suite. So this one is a very, very pretty beach scene. Makes me feel like I need to be somewhere south right now. And then the last one is more of the hibiscus flowers. So I have this class as a live class on a Facebook live class on Wednesday night. And then next Monday night, I moved it was supposed to be an in-person class, but I moved it to a Facebook live class as well. So people can still sign up for this class to get the kits to put the cards together at home. This one is called the Celebration Hoorah Rah class. It features the Sending Thoughts dies, and you're able to stamp whatever you want. Pulled in some Granny Apple green ribbon. And then this one is so cute. I was inspired by Mary Collins on this card. We had a team swap party, and she gave me a swap card that used the little meerkats with the umbrella. So this uses the umbrella punch just like I showed you on the last cards that we looked at. Yep, that umbrella punch. So in using the Meerkat, so using some of that coordinating DSP designer series paper. So we'll make that card on Monday night. We'll also make this ladybug card on Monday night. So pretty. And then this card, I'm like 90% done with. I want to do a little bit of tweaking to the coloring to bring some more rose in here or do something with the flowers. But it's kind of pretty much using the flowering foils paper and the tag stamp set that's part of a Celebration product. So all the cards next Monday night will be featuring Celebration product. So this class also is $15 or free with a minimum purchase of product of $25. And those who do sign up for the class will get the kits. And my goal is to have them ready for you so that you can make them along with me on Monday night. And if you're not able to make them Monday night with me, you're always going to be able to watch the replay of this video. So, wow. All right. It has been a while since I've done a live class or anything live on Facebook. And part of it was the whole flipping of the phone, and I figured out a way to get over that so so that you didn't have to get dizzy or spun around. And I'm just hoping that this really recorded and was live and you are able to watch this. I don't know what April's going to bring to us yet. I have a bingo set up for April 1st. I have all of the celebrations set up. I know that if the celebrations, we are not allowed to be in contact with each other, that all of those will be rescheduled and we are going to have in-person events. And you know what, if it's May, or if it's the end of April. So I know a lot of people earned their spots to be at the celebrations with me, and I appreciate that. Celebration was a wonderful time these last couple months, and I want to make sure everybody knows how much I appreciate their support in business these last 3 months by having the free celebration class. So wait, I'll show you really quick. I'm gonna run away and I'll run right back. So for those of you who aren't part of the celebration, what you do is you get to attend this live event, and the make and take is going to be this awesome bee sampler. Let me see if I can flip my screens around here so I can show you. Oh, there we go. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, so here's the bee sampler. So to earn a spot at my celebration, it's spending $150 in product with me from January 3rd through basically March 31st. So some of you are close to doing that. I've sent out emails, and just know that I know that times are crazy right now, but if you want to earn your spot at this and you have a little bit to go, you could always place an order and do one of these classes and get the cards for free and then earn your spot at this event. So I do have 3 spots, or 3 different events in early April, and I will be playing those by ear. I really want them to happen when they're supposed to, but if they can't, they can't. So the other thing too, I was so super excited. I'm gonna flip back down to this. So my really good friend Gina, who I mentioned earlier with the Stella, she made this adorable Easter basket, and this is what I was gonna make at Easter Bingo. So I really want everybody to make this in person, but I know that might not be an option. So what I'm going to do, if Easter Bingo is canceled, I'm going to go ahead that night and have this basket and another card that I'll show you how to make them and put them together. And I've also had requests from some friends to get on here more often and show you how to make things. And the kids are going stir crazy at home, and I want to show everybody that, hey, you've got paper, you've got ink, you've got stuff at home. Why not go ahead and use it and make something creative? The other thing that's really important now is to stay connected with people, even if you can't spend time with them personally, but send them a card. For those people that come to my classes and people that are following me on Cards by Christine, that's what we love to do. We love to make cards and share our love and spread it to people who need some joy. So I challenge everybody to send out some of those cards that you are keeping at home and you have a hard time sending out. Send them out and make more. Oh my goodness, now is the time to do that. People need uplifting words of encouragement. And Tammy, one of my friends and customers, said that she adopted a nursing home and it has 16 residents, and she's making cards for them to keep the people that are in the nursing home upbeat and happy as much as we can in this crazy time where we can't have closeness with people. I am having a really hard time with not having all my peeps with me every single, I don't know, like 5 times a week. So it's been very difficult for me. And I'm hoping that by getting on Facebook and sharing stuff with you, and I, can stay connected with everybody and share my love of crafting and making cards with you yet. So stay tuned for that. And if anybody's interested in signing up for the 2 classes that I have, please reach out to me and let me know, and I'll make sure I get kits to you. I can mail them to you, or if you're local, you could stop by and pick them up, and we'll go from there. Just let me know if you're interested. So, all right, I hope this works. I'm going to hit the end button now, and let's make sure that this got on Facebook. So, all right, thanks, everybody. Bye. Happy stamping. Stay healthy and safe.